Margaret was in the middle of? Yes. Do I think Margaret has dirt on Melissa? Yes. Do I think secretly that Margaret wanted to be number one on the call sheet and overthrow Teresa and her best friend Melissa? Yes, I do. I think Margaret felt in her own mind she probably contributed more to the show than number two on the call sheet, Melissa, and wanted her overthrown. But do I think she's going to just say, I'm fired and now I'm bitter and I don't care and I'm just going to start spewing forth all sorts of nonsense about Melissa? I don't think so. She's going to hold it in her back pocket for when she needs it, girl. Do I think they'll hang out 24/7 when Margaret's not on the show? No. If Melissa's also not on the show, which is possible, then yeah, I think they'll hang out more. If Melissa and Joe get a spinoff, maybe Margaret and Joe will be part of it. There might be a spinoff with Margaret and Joe. And I mean, we really might have almost like two RHONJs with Melissa and Joe having a spinoff and Margaret being on it. Who knows? Listen, the network is not done, I don't think, with Melissa. I don't think they're done with Margaret. They look what they're doing with Luann and this dating show. They love bringing people back. They love using people from the past. And they are good housewives and they're in good standing. And they've done the job and they've contributed a lot. So say what you want about Marge. No love lost I got for her. But she's done the job really well for many seasons. So I don't believe this. I call bullshit on it. I think that Margaret is all about Margaret. She has a lot of dirt on Melissa that she would not hesitate to use with a blow of a breath if she had to, but it doesn't serve her just to wake up and say, I'm going to do an Instagram. I mean, she's not thirsty. I think if there was something in it for her, sure, but just to give it all away for free and go on Instagram and be like, I need to feel good about myself. No, I mean, there's a lot of housewives like that in that category, but I'm not even going to put Margaret in there. I don't think she would do it. So I call bullshit on this one. Rachel Fuda has opened her mouth and said she's in her Diet Coke and toddler / teen mom / unemployed / Jersey girl era. Well, everybody has gone insane and said Rachel Fuda has been fired from the Real Housewives of New Jersey because she is unemployed. Come on, I call bullshit on that too. Rachel is a very smart girl. She's blocked me. I don't know why, because I actually kind of like the girl. Joanne Fuda and her husband Rachel, they have both blocked me. I don't know why, but everybody blocks me. Not Sutton and Kathy, so you know what? The important ones don't. No one in Beverly Hills does because they're normal and they have fucking lives and they have money and they're living. They don't get down in the petty dirt like that rat that fucking scurries, Tamra. I'm going to talk about her in a second too. But so Rachel says she's unemployed. The world has gone crazy on this too and said Rachel's confirmed she's fired. She's not fired. She's actually just a smart woman. She is unemployed for all intents and purposes at the moment. The show is not on. The show is not coming back for Halloween. It is not starting to film for Christmas. We are months and months and months and months and months away. Again, it's like running any business. You have a problem you have to deal with and you're so busy and you just some days then check in and are like, we're going to focus today on what's easy. New Jersey and fixing it ain't easy. Now we have grumblings coming along about Vanderpump, and I believe that there's going to be 2 shows and there's going to be a whole new cast and there's going to be a final episode, a final season for the OGs. I actually believe that. So we are getting somewhere with Vanderpump. So we will start chatter with New Jersey. I don't think the show's gone, but it ain't happening soon and it is going to be next year. And so, yeah, Rachel is a smart woman. If I were her, I would be saying I'm unemployed now too. Dolores said that she went to the accountant. How are we going to manage the finances? So I think it's smart. I think she is unemployed. I personally think if Jersey comes back, which I think it will, I don't think Rachel is being fired. I think she's going to be back, but it's good for you and smart to say you're unemployed now because girlfriend, they're all unemployed. And until it comes back and until we have a cast and all this, I think it's really smart to say you're unemployed. But do I think she's been fired? No, I think people have taken lots of misconstrued. We're saying Andy said this. A lot of people are running with things this week. So Rachel's fine. Now, before we finish, let's get to the rat. She's in the corner. She's does not even getting a piece of Gouda today. This rat, that scurries, the Tam, or as the Tam rat, she is really, really, really misbehaving. You're misbehaving, Miss Judge. Now, later this week, in addition to talking about our night out with Sutton and Kathy, Sarah and I are doing a whole show about Vicki versus Tamra. We are breaking it down the way I broke down the future of New Jersey, and we are going slow, and we are talking about every piece because there are so many pieces to it. And you know what's so funny? I've met Vicki. I know Vicki. We almost did Bravo Bench with me and Anna and Vicki instead of Ace. I know Tamra. I've met, they've both been on this podcast. To me, when it's Tamra and Vicki, it's just like Melissa and Teresa. It's like, I really don't have any horse in this race because as humans, I got major issues with both of them. But man, I'm kind of invested in this whole Tamara and Vicki thing. So we are going to slow that down and deal with that this week. But this rat, that fucking scurries, who is misbehaving more than ever. Now, a few weeks ago, this is Jersey related. A few weeks ago, she said, like, what? She came out and said Jennifer Aydin is evil, and I just don't like her. You know, whatever, whatever, whatever. She don't like Teresa either. Now, the huggers, and I love that the tree huggers, oh, I see all the gays move to the front row too, ever since I mentioned Halloween and how you all love Halloween. They're my people. They're my people. Well, guess what? The tree huggers moved to the front row too. Now, you guys don't like what the rat that scurries had to say because you are a fan of Miss Aiden. I stand by it. I think Jennifer, deep down, has a good heart. I think that I've said this before on prior shows, a lot of people slipped into the DMs and great. I think her growth as an adult is stunted. I really do. I think that she went right from her house to Bill's house, never found who she was on her own. She was a daughter, then she was a doctor's wife, then she was a mother. He cheated on her. She didn't leave. She doesn't have enough. She doesn't have enough self-worth to leave. And I don't mean that as an insult. Good for you for how you handled it. Marge brought it out. You faced it. Great for you. She's not going to leave. But the rat says she don't like Jennifer and she's evil. Well, you can't fault Jennifer Aydin for now speaking up. And we all know Vicki and Tamra, and we are going to cover that later in the week. But, you know, Tamra did post the thing and, you know, Vicki, and you're this and you're desperate and you won't start talking about me and leave me alone. And then 24 hours with the face still burnt off, she got on the thing and she's crying. You know, you win, you win. What do you want? Take my orange. It's too much. I love you win. And we all say crocodile tears. Well, Miss Aydin has spoken up, which I mean, are the Jersey girls, is it like family? Like I can criticize you, but you know, the external people 3,000 miles away, although I live in LA part-time, so they're not exactly 3,000 away, 3,000 miles away all the time, but I'm in New York today in my new lovely apartment behind me. So is it like that? Is it like I'm taking Jennifer's side? Because it's like, I can rag on the Jersey girls, but they're my family and don't you rag on them? Not really. I don't really have a side, but I am kind of team Jennifer on this one because, I mean, the rat that scurries has opened her mouth about Miss Aydin many times, so you can't help but this crying video where she's doing these